Hello, all my lovely friends, and welcome back for another astrology energy update and ritual and meditation. So we're going to be doing this in the same format as my full moon video. I was so happy to see that everyone really enjoyed that video. And I'll be starting off with the reading, and then we'll move into the meditation. So if you'd like to just get seated and find some comfort, we'll go ahead and begin. So we're moving into another Mercury retrograde period, which begins Tuesday, October 13th through Tuesday, November 3rd. However, we have been in what's called the pre-shadow period, where we start to get just a little glimpse of what the upcoming energies may entail for us. Now, this pre-shadow period began on September 23rd, and we also have what's called a post-shadow. So after the planet stations to move direct, we'll be in the post-shadow period, which is just some little remnants of the energies that are left behind for us to navigate through until November 19th. Now, this seems to be one of the astrological transits that I hear people fearing and dreading the absolute most. But I don't want any of you to see it that way, so I'm going to shed some light today on why Mercury retrograde isn't a bad thing after all. We are never victims of the stars, of the planets. Astrology is a tool to help us learn, to help us grow and evolve. So first off, I want to tell you a bit about Mercury. So we're going to begin to break it down here. Mercury, the planet, rules communication, our thought processes, technology, especially things like computers, cell phones, email. It rules short distance travel and the trips we take on a daily basis. It rules the voice, the way we learn, the way we take in information, and it even rules things like deliveries. It's the planet of intelligence, representing the intellect. And it rules things like formal contracts of all sorts, such as deeds, leases, and negotiations. Now that you understand the domains of Mercury, you will need to know that during its retrograde period, it's almost as if this planet is like napping or something. All these areas of life are subject to a bit of disruption when the planet retrogrades. And where this will affect you personally depends on which house in your natal chart this Mercury retrograde is occurring, which is the house of Scorpio. So if you want to pull up a free natal or birth chart online, you'll see that it's like a big giant pizza with pizza slices. Each of those pie slices indicates a house. Each house is represented by 30 degrees, sum totaling the entire circle of 360 degrees. And you'll see along the edges of each house, there is a little symbol. So you want to look for the symbol that looks like a big M with an arrow at the end of it, and that is the house that Mercury represents. And then once you have the house identified, you can maybe do a search for what that house represents, which areas of life for you, if you're looking to look for that a little bit further. It has the potential to affect us all in very different ways, especially if we have personal planets that are involved as well. So that's another thing you can take a peek for. Do you have any planets in the house where Mercury retrograde is taking place? So take a peek at that Scorpio house. Now, when a planet retrogrades, it's much closer to the Earth, making it like a big giant antenna, which broadcasts a lot stronger. A retrograde is an optical illusion. and is when the planet appears to be moving backwards in the sky for anywhere from about 3 to a 3.5 week period. And this happens about 3 to 4 times a year. The reason this happens is because astronomically, Mercury is much closer to the Sun, making its orbit shorter than that of Earth's. 3 or 4 times per year, it speeds by Earth, causing some turbulence for us Earthlings down here. The universal law of correspondence states, as above, so below, which describes the relationship of how everything going on in the macrocosm, the universe, the alignment of the planets each day also affects the microcosm, us down here at this level, being a smaller representation of the whole. So you're probably wondering, what in the world does this energy mean for us? This retrograde takes the focus from outside of us to our inner landscape. So it redirects the flow of energy, if you will. There may be more reflection and internal dialogue at this time, a bit more than usual. This could result in very deep thoughts, but when trying to outwardly communicate them, you could experience some difficulty. There could also be some periods of confusion, miscommunications, and misunderstandings. Delays in deliveries or issues with mail carriers could present themselves as well. Just little frustrations that seem to agitate us on the daily. You may want to apply extra caution to everyday short trips and travels during this time, especially because we're also in Mars retrograde, which could make injuries and accidents related to carelessness more possible. Another thing to avoid at this time is surgery, unless of course you have some type of freak accident and surgery is unavoidable. Plastic surgeries would probably be something that you may want to postpone until a further date outside of the Mercury retrograde cycle. Now that we have a good understanding of the planet Mercury and its retrograde, let's get into the specific energy of this Mercury retrograde, which happens in the deep and intense water sign of Scorpio. Knowing that water is a representation of the emotions, our deep inner world, our feelings. The Scorpio archetype is probably the deepest thinker and feeler of the entire zodiac. This retrograde may attempt to shine some light on the darkness, the shadow qualities within us. Now this could include but not be limited to the following: jealousy, scandals, sexual desire, manipulation, craving for power and control, and obsessive behaviors and addictions. But these aren't coming up for just no reason. If you're open to doing some deep diving and working with this planetary energy, there is a huge opportunity for metamorphosis here. Scorpio represents the death and rebirth process. Just like the season it occurs in October, is a time when everything dies off. The leaves are dying on the trees, the flowers die, only to be reborn again in the spring. The Scorpio energy together with Mercury retrograde is asking us to go into the depths of our subconscious mind. So prepare to get quiet and pay attention to what comes up for you at this time. Be willing to face your shadows and experience an ego death, which will help to integrate another layer of your darkness so we can be reborn again, better, stronger, and more aware, more conscious and awake than ever before. This is evolution of the soul at its finest. Now, this retrograde begins at 12 degrees of Scorpio. And I love to read what's called the inside degrees, just to get a better understanding of the energies at hand here and what we're about to experience, what we're stepping into, and how it relates to us on a personal level in our own experience, in our own lives. Just like each planet, sign, and house, and how they all interact with each other have a very deep meaning, so does each degree point where they land and where they move to. So I'm going to go ahead and read you the inside degrees for 12 degrees of Scorpio. A young man with a frail body, but a beautiful and noble face. Old roots crumbling, new self emerging. Historical underpinnings, not very strong. The vision of what can be burns bright and clear. You've been held back a long time by questions about health and safety, viability and durability, always seeming on the way out. Yet the internal image of who you are intended to become looms large and seeks to become incarnated. The battle between what could never be and what must emerge. The underlying feeling tone is that somehow, barely, despite all odds, the infinite one can be born directly into the shell of the one who could not be. And then all bets are off. Absolutely anything is possible. So maybe just taking in how that could resonate for you, how that could resonate for things that are going on in the world right now. The vision of what can be burns bright and clear, but we're being held back by questions of health and safety. Historical underpinnings, which would be the old ways of the world, not very strong. They seem to be crumbling. They seem to be falling away. Which is very similar to the Tower card in the tarot deck. Just all things must fall before they can be rebuilt. It's like the phoenix rising from the ashes. Seems to be the period of time that we're going through right now in this world. Nevertheless, Mercury retrograde is a time of truth. It's meant to show us something about ourselves, our relationships, our finances, our experience in whatever way it may be. In an effort to get us making improvements, creating a shift instead of continuously sweeping the matter under the rug like we may have done in the past. It helps us to think and understand things differently. The dying of the old and birth of a new perspective emerges. I invite you to ask yourself during this time, what truth is this trying to reveal to me? And what is it trying to teach me? This period in time is a gift to slow down, reflect, revisit, rethink, revise, redo, revive. Whatever aspects of your life are coming to the forefront. Are you open to receive this gift? If so, repeat after me 3 times. I am open to receive. I am open to receive. I am open to receive. So So no matter what obstacles are put in your path, my friends, during this time, whether it's travel delays, canceled flights, computers crashing, miscommunications, maybe it's exes returning to test your current level of self-worth once again, or obsessive behaviors and addictions creeping back in to test your strength. Consider yourself blessed for the experience to work through more of your shadow and peel back another layer, getting closer to the real you. Embrace the unexpected. Look deeper to discover new perspectives. Allow the areas that need adjustment to be revealed to you. I give you absolutely all of my love and all of my blessings, sending positive vibes your way, my friends. Now, we're going to go ahead and move into the second portion of the video, which is the ritual reflection guided meditation. So make sure you take a couple moments to sit and soak in all the positivity of this meditation. Find a comfortable seat or maybe lie down on your bed. Let's take a few moments to unwind, to ease into or out of your day. Let go of anything that might be weighing you down. Release whatever might be binding you. Escape from the busyness of life and tune into yourself for the remainder of our session today. Become aware of your breath. Feel your belly rise with air. Soften your face. Soften your jaw. Release the tension of the body. Soften your shoulders. Follow the rhythm of your breath, paying attention to its duration. Lengthen and deepen your breath to a rhythm that's comfortable for you. Now together, let's take a few breaths in through the nose and then out through the mouth. Now soften your arms, your legs, and your feet. Surrender every muscle of your body down into your chair or bed. Take a couple more moments to just appreciate the stillness and serenity around you. As we go into the final phase of our time together today, let's take a couple of moments to focus in again on deepening the breath. we begin by noticing the way that we're breathing now. Gently, let's begin to deepen our breaths in and out of the nose and rest into a serene, profound state of deep relaxation. Attuning to the cycle of breath is effortless. As you inhale, allow your breath to flood your entire body. Exhaling during this meditation can be audible and as strong as you feel comfortable. As we continue with these cleansing breaths, remember to maintain awareness of your breathing during this meditation. Today, let's focus on releasing the negative emotions. The goal of this meditation is to cleanse ourselves of negativity and any negative emotions which we might have been carrying with us. Now, let's find a negative emotion that we have experienced recently. Know that this experience or emotion may be different for each of us. Think about the experience that caused negativity in order to identify the emotion. Maybe this was a conflict with a peer or a loved one, running late for an appointment, being stuck in traffic. Maybe it was some form of loss, or the result of not engaging in self-care. Take a moment to allow a thought or an image to come into your mind. As you allow these thoughts to arise, work on identifying the emotion that's tied to them. Take time to remember your feelings and allow yourself, in this moment, to name it. What is its name? Anger? Sadness, worry, angst, fear, or maybe it's guilt. It could even be a combination of any of the above. Take a few moments to name this emotion. If you cannot find a perfect word for the negative emotion, then give it a simple name. Something to make this emotion tangible for your mind, rather than connected to your heart. after your negative emotion is named, spend time releasing it from your body. We will do this using the breath. On our inhale, think of the name. Notice its presence. Do not feel threatened by this named negativity. Simply notice its presence in your thoughts. And as you exhale, fully release this negative emotion from your mind and body. You will continue this cycle for several minutes. Inhale and recognize. Exhale and release negativity. Let's begin. Just a couple more seconds doing this internal work. Remember to inhale and recognize that internal emotion. Exhale to release the negativity. On your inhale again, do not feel threatened by this negativity. Simply allow it to be. Embrace the shadow that appears. As you inhale, make space for it. As you exhale, release this negativity. Your exhale can be audible in this phase. Feel the peace wash over you as you exhale, and notice the negativity leaving your thoughts. A little bit at a time with each exhale. you feel the negativity leaving your body, leaving your auric field, remember that you possess the power to escort negativity out of your thoughts. If you can name the emotion, you can ask it to leave with each exhale, with each cleansing breath. When you're ready, begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Gently start bringing movement back to your body. Take as much time as you need to wake up your muscles. When you're ready, roll to your right side if you're lying down, and resume a seated position. As you leave this meditation today, feel the newfound positivity that fills your body and mind. Bring the palms together and place them at your third eye. May your thoughts be calm and at ease during this Mercury retrograde cycle. Lower the hands to your mouth. May you speak words of truth and kindness. And finally, lower the hands to heart center. May your heart be filled with love. Thank you so much for joining me for another astrological energy update, ritual, and meditation so that we can become the best versions of ourselves. Cheers to the journey, my friends. If you're still with me, please leave me a comment letting me know how you enjoyed this meditation and energy report, as well as leave me 3 leaf emojis. And namaste, my friends. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Peace.